Funny.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Peter and Sal here from Strong Healthy Women, and welcome to Talking Wellbeing TV, where we share hints, tips, and advice about the foundations of wellbeing. And today is Monday Motivation Day. And so before we started this morning, I pulled out a little card out of one of my packs, and it was, "You are in control of your destiny." So there we have it. You are in control of your destiny. But I do have multiple packs. And so I decided I would pull out of another pack. And this one says, "I am the dreamer of my dream." They're both the same,
Same, they are.
just said in a
Yes.
different way. So
Yep.
how cool is that?
Very cool.
Very cool. And it's very true that we are in control of our destiny, but I honestly believe that that we have that guiding force, whether you believe in God or the universe or angels or Allah or whoever it happens to be. But I believe that we all have something that guides us to where we want to go. And when we listen to that voice, that connection, then it takes us where we're supposed to go, where that destiny is. And it's at that point that we really feel um, more connected to who we are. We feel like life is just as it should be. We feel happy, joyful, fulfilled. Have you ever had those experiences, Sal, where you've just known something was right?
Yes, I have. And I think that
Yeah,
for me, it was being more aware of what's going on around you, I think. Um,
yeah,
and you just know that this is the right time to take action.
yeah,
Um,
yes, yeah,
and that doesn't matter what it is, whatever you've been on the fence about, whatever you've been thinking about. Um,
mm,
we often say that, just get up and do it. But there are moments in your life where you think to yourself, this is it. This is now. This is my time to take action, and I'm going to do it. It
yeah,
just feels right. Your energy feels right.
yes, yeah, yeah. You feel more connected to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely do. One of the questions that I love that Michelle asked in our free group, Women Over 50 Get Active and Healthy, she said, there was a lot going on in the group about physical activity. There was also a lot of women posting about, the meals that they have. And I had a tickle in my throat. So I'm just going to grab another water. It just came on just as we were starting. And so I love the question because she said, other than that, is there anything that you do in regards to your mental health, your emotional, your spiritual health? And it was a great question. And there's been a lot of ladies who have chimed in regards to it. It's not going to let up. and and so there has been a lot of things in there. So walking in nature, um, sitting in prayer, meditation, goes on and on and on. And I love that it's been something that has really been on everyone's mind because there were so many people who became very active in the conversation. And for me personally, physical activity, depending on that form of physical activity, has the ability to be of total um, uplift to your mental, your spiritual, your emotional well-being. And if you think about it, something as simple as going for a walk, but that walk needs to be by yourself. If you're going with someone else, then you don't have that opportunity to really go into your deep thoughts. So that physical activity will definitely, when you spend the time focusing on being guided and directed, and rather than staying with those thoughts of whoever knows what's going on, you know, sometimes there's a lot of negative thoughts going on in your head. Whereas if you stop those negative thoughts and you just simply, you know, open up to whatever is guiding you and look for that positive force, then what happens is that you feel like you come back from that walk even totally uplifted, and you feel like you can cope with anything during the course of the day.
Yes.
Now, do you walk by yourself, or do you go with Georgia?
We go together, but we walk separately. So she'll always be in front of me, or I'll be behind her. She listens to music, so we know that it's not a chatty walk.
Yeah.
So we're together, but we know that this is our time for
yeah. It's interesting that you mentioned music as well too, because I really think that music is one of those sources of allowing you to connect with emotions, because depending on the music that you're listening to, it can certainly take you back in time. It can certainly put a happy face on you. It can certainly allow you to feel your emotions, depending on where you're at right then and there. So, yeah, music is definitely one of the, that saying, you know, music calms the savage beast. I definitely think it is one of the tools that we have available to us as far as really, really feeling fulfilled, joyful, and loving the day that we're about to encounter. Now, Noelle, she actually, because one of the other ladies actually put down that she journals, she meditates and journals. And Noelle said, I always have these good intentions of, you know, meditating and journaling, but I just can't seem to make it happen. And I thought it was a great opportunity to really think about how much we use, you know, we have our left and a right brain. So we have that rational brain, but we also have that creative brain. And so I think a lot of the times we stay in that rational state rather than the creative state. And meditation, or even listening to music, allows us to get into that creative state. So I thought today we might I'm just going to reach over. I didn't have it close by. One of the books that I've read is called The Artist's Way. Just Julia Cameron there. And it is a book that teaches you, basically, there's lessons, and you go through this book, and it takes you through how to write the morning pages, which was a topic that was underneath this thread as well too. And so the morning pages is where you write 3 pages, minimum of 3 pages in your journal. And so it was a book that I have read years ago. So if anybody is thinking about that they want to get into journaling and not quite sure, that is a book that will take you step by step into the habit of doing it. So it takes you, you know, week 1, week 2, week 3. But for me personally, the first thing I do when I get up of a morning, it is one of the areas that I move into, because I believe that we need to spend that time in gratitude first thing in the morning. And I know that you do that as well too. So do you do that in your room, or do you leave your room for gratitude?
I leave my room. So I'll come down here
Okay.
and do it in my studio.
Yep.
Because I like
So in your
indoor,
office, yeah.
have my incense going. So I've got the senses
Yep.
happening. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I think that's a really important part of it as well too, Sal, that you mentioned there, because engaging all of those senses, our sight, our smell, our, the audio as well too,
Yeah.
is definitely really important. So I can't get out of the habit because the cat won't let me get out of the habit. It's breakfast time, so that is the first thing I do, because she'll be at my door, clawing, saying it's breakfast. So I get up in a daze, and well, I don't really get up in a daze, but I get up and I give her a breakfast. So she just stops then, and so I then go and sit in easy pose on my bed, and so I put on some meditation music. And what I do is I go through 3 areas of gratefulness. So, and it literally takes me 5 minutes to do this. So I just take a nice deep breath. So, and as we inhale, I think it's really important to be aware of what your tummy's doing. So your tummy should extend out as you inhale. And for many of us, pay attention, because it may not be doing that. And so it means you're still shallow breathing. And so then you take that big, deep exhale out, and that tummy should go back in. So, 3 breaths. I always like the power of 3. So 3 breaths are great. And then from there, what I do is I just think about a moment. I just grab whatever first moment pops into my head, and it's a moment from the past. So it doesn't matter what it is. It's something entirely out there. And so I grab that moment and I feel that moment. I go back to that moment, whatever was happening in that moment. And I take that moment into my heart, because what it does is it makes me feel the love and the joy in that moment. And so then what I do is I search for the moment in the present. So something that's happened recently to me. It could have happened yesterday. It might have happened, a few weeks ago, but something that's happening like now. And so I bring that moment into my heart as well too, so that I can really feel that moment. But then with that feeling that I have, I then take myself into the future. So it's about the past, the present, and the future. And so I take myself into the future and what that future will be, that destiny. So that, coming back to those cards, I am the dreamer of my dreams, or I am in control of my destiny. And so I take that into that future as well too. And, sometimes there'll be different thoughts that come in about it. And I go, oh, that's exactly where I'm supposed to be. That's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. It's where I get my best ideas. And from there, though, I do then open my journal and I write down those 3 things that I'm grateful for. And so I always sign it off with an XOXO and a love heart. And I close up that book, and those experiences are there with me for the day. So it doesn't matter then what happens during the course of the day. I've put myself in a state of, I suppose, love, for want of a better description. And my energy feels right for the day. There are other things that I do after that, but that is how I personally handle that meditation and that journaling. And so I'm just going to open up to you, Sel. What's the process that you go through? Because I know that we're all different, and what we have to do, or what we need to do, if it's something that we're really interested in doing, then we've got to find what's going to work for us.
Mhm. And
So walk us through.
Don't feel overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by it.
Oh,
Like,
no.
the way you meditate and journal is completely different to the way I do it, which will be a completely different way to what someone else does it. But for me, as I said, and you've just given me your tickle in the throat.
It's tickle in the throat morning.
Oh my goodness. So for me, my as I said, in my studio, I like my candle and I light incense. And then with my meditation music, I don't just start at the first song that's at the top of the list.
No.
I will scroll through and go, yep, I'm going to start with that one. It's got different names. I wouldn't have a clue what it sounds like, but that's just me being guided to that song. And then I just let it randomly play through. I will lay down.
Okay.
I will lay on my back in a comfortable position. And my music's playing and I'm just laying there. And the first thing I focus on is my breathing. And I'll inhale and I'll exhale. And I might do that for like a minute. Then I will once again focus on my breathing, but I focus on inhaling what I want in my life.
Yes. Yep.
And exhaling what I don't want. So I'll inhale positivity. I'll inhale my health. And I will exhale negativity out of my life. I might exhale out the bad sleep that I've been having. It can be anything, but I'm inhaling something positive and exhaling something negative. And then it's hard to do, not hard to do, but I keep bringing myself back to my center and making sure that I'm relaxed. Because sometimes we can tense up, you know, the legs might get tense, our shoulders might get tense, our arms. And I'll work through my body. Okay, where am I feeling tense? My shoulders. Okay, right, it's my shoulders. And just go back into that breath, just making sure my whole body's relaxed. And then the last thing I do is just letting my mind wander. You know, if it starts wandering to, you know, Olivia and school, or the bills I've got to pay, or I've got to go to the grocery store or whatever that is, I'll bring it back in and I will think about, I love going to the beach. So I'll imagine that I'm at the beach and I'll bring it back to something that is nature related. And if I go for 3 minutes, great. If I go for 20 minutes, great. It's got to be what, you know, for me, there's no time limit. It's how I'm feeling and what feels right for me in that day, in that moment.
And so do you journal about those thoughts, Sal, or is it just purely the meditation component that you do?
Just the meditation, and then I journal at night.
Just the meditation.
Yeah, I journal at night.
Okay, so you're a journal. Yeah, I used to journal at night. So I've journaled in morning and I've journaled at night. So I've journaled at both points. But I honestly have found that for me, that past, that present, the future has really, really helped guide me. And journaling in the morning has been quite, I found for me personally, like my energy level, and I'm someone who has always had quite good energy, as you know, but my energy level has even skyrocketed even beyond that. And so that's what works for me. And I love the fact that you said you pick any music. But you look through it. Whereas for me, and that was a thought that I actually had not actually even registered until you said it. For me, I just go into the album and I just go flick. And whatever it lands on, whatever it stops, that's where the play button starts. And the same thing is, I do guided meditations, so I will do that during the middle of the day. So I do like to break my day up. And so with those guided meditations, it's exactly the same too. So I'm a member of a particular place, and so I always have these meditations available to me. And so what I do is I just flick, and it's like, okay, this is what is right for me. And those meditations generally only take 10 minutes. But what they do is, again, they help me to get back into that creative mind, that connecting mind, that mind of love and peace and calm, and full energy, so that the rest of the day just seems to unfold as it should unfold as well too. And honestly, Sal, I think that for us as women, we have been blessed to have had this practice, throughout our lives. But for many of us, we start to think about it more as we get into that midlife stage.
Yes.
One of my favorite photos that I was looking at the other day was a photo of Theodore. So he wanted to meditate, and he made a meditation circle outside my door to the office. So my office has a door to the outside, and he made a circle, and he sat in that circle, and he made a circle for me as well. And so he got me to sit outside, and there's this gorgeous photo of him and I just sitting there, just chilling out and meditating. And he's a really wonderful little boy, and because I remember those moments where he's come to the kitchen and he jumps on the stool, and he loves watching me do healthy cooking. And even though he may or may not eat it, it just depends, and most of the time he will. And the music, and so he loves the dancing, and he loves the the workouts and the yoga stretching and all of those types of things. And I was thinking and reliving that moment, and I thought about it, how even when I've got my grandkids staying here, that I don't fit into their life, they fit into mine. So whatever the routine is that I've got, which is all of these things that I'm talking about, they just do it. It's like, oh, where's my yoga mat? So they go and grab a yoga mat out, and they do it. They mightn't stay for the whole entire thing, but they know that's what we do. And so it's a great opportunity that when you're doing those things, you are passing those on to the next generation, or the generation after that as well too. Yeah. And I think that's a powerful thing.
It is a powerful thing. I've just got my daughter, my 16-year-old.
So any final thoughts, Sal?
I was just saying my 16-year-old daughter is going through a bit of a struggle at the moment. So I've just got her journaling. Never journaled before.
Yeah.
And so her first night of journaling, she did 7 pages, and this was, and it was, we had a conversation, and I sat on her bed and I gave her a journal, and she said, I don't know what to write. And I said, that's okay. I said, I remember Peter telling me a story when she started first journaling. She just wrote, I don't know what to write, and she ended up writing 7 pages. Yeah. So I'm getting her into journaling, which was wonderful.
Yeah, and with journaling, they always say don't let your pen stop writing, just keep writing and keep writing. And I know if you actually went and looked at some of my early journals, you'll see where I've written, I don't know what to write, and then something comes in and I start writing, and then it's like, oh, I don't know what to write, and then I keep writing. So there are those breaks where I just write. I don't know what to write. There's nothing here.
My final thoughts would be to listen to what we were talking about at the start, when we were talking about signs and going with those signs. Do that with your meditation. So find what's right for you, as Peter and I both said. the way Peter meditates, the way I meditate may
Yeah.
not suit the way you want to meditate. So yeah, find
Mm.
what works for you. And that's where your creative side of your brain comes in.
Oh, it's so true, Sal. And it's not dissimilar to exercise. You know, for each and every one of us, we'll have that thing that we love doing. You know, I know that Leslie loves kayaking. I know that Robin loves, she's guiding, like she's doing art, teaching the girls to do archery and all sorts of things. So, you know, this is her love of exercise, and it's not really structured. But what we do need, as far as exercise is concerned, is we all need to have strength. We all need endurance. We all need flexibility and balance. So, you know, our formal type of exercise that we do needs to have all of those components in it in order to be able to do that thing that we love, as far as that love of exercise. For me, it's skiing. I mean, I like mountain hiking, and that's what I need to do, and that's what I want to do, and that's what I love doing each and every day. But I don't love it as much as skiing, and I only took that up in my 40s. So yeah, there's a very different thing, but I don't live in a place where I can ski all the time. So I have to travel somewhere to go skiing, and we haven't been able to travel. So yeah, but we will.
It's coming. It's
be
coming.
able to. So
I think we're losing you.
it's coming. Yeah, it is
There we go.
definitely
It
coming.
is coming. We
It
lost
is
you for a
coming.
minute there.
Yeah, so seeing it now, there it is. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I saw it.
We could have lost her again, ladies. I'm not sure. We've lost her. We'll just give her a few seconds. So find what suits you. Look for those signs around you. Take action. Do what you love, and find those workouts that help you do what you love. As Peter said, she loves skiing. She needs strength, flexibility, mobility for skiing. Robin is teaching Girl Guides with archery and everything, so she's doing her strength training and all that sort of thing. So do what you do, find those workouts, so you can continue to do what you love, and also find the signs and do your motivation, do your meditation. Yeah. So happy Monday. We hope you have a great week. Sit here when this video is finished, and just sit for 2-3 minutes and focus on what your intentions are for the week, how you would like your week to play out. And we all want to have a positive week. So put that in there. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you on Fridays for our wins and challenges. Bye, everybody.
So, hey, ladies, sorry for the break in the traffic there. What's happened is I'm on a satellite out here in the country. And so what happened was I went down for a second, so it's kept on going. So you may hear me clicking around the place. So my sincerest apologies for that. Thank you so much for. I hope that you have had the opportunity to get. So hopefully that we shall see you all very soon.